Terry Gray, I see you on. Hello, Periscope. Try to shift the time. It's about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hoping to maybe get a few more people on, maybe getting off work or just getting ready to travel. Pastor Chris J, see Jessica Grant on. Hope you guys having a good day. Rose Petals, she is doing great work. Used to be in Norfolk. I'm not sure if she's still there. Rose, are you still there? Good Griff, glad you came on. Good Griff, by the way, is the baddest minister of musician on the planet. Grateful to have him on just for a little bit. And try not to hold everybody too long. And so, Rose Petal and Nova now. Okay, that's great. I try not to hold everybody too long. Want to really just kind of jump into a quick lesson on goal setting. At our church, actually, one of the things we're looking at for the 2016 year is this theme of growing up. And so for the next 30 days, we're engaging in a jump start to the new year called Growing Forward. And the whole idea of growing forward really is, maturing, becoming a little more aware, making better decisions. And in order to do that, one of the things we want to do really is talk about how to set goals. I got a few hearts right there. Appreciate the hearts. Matter of fact, if you guys don't mind, I'm still new to Periscope, so if you want to share it, invite some family, friends, that'll be great. If not, I'm gonna try to post it somewhere else as well. But really, kind of as we go into the year, there's this idea of New Year's resolutions. And even if you don't set a New Year's resolution, everybody has something that they just want to do, something they want to do different, something they want to do new. The idea of the new year often asks people to try something new or become something new. Appreciate those invites, Terry and Griff. So what I want to talk about quickly is how to set goals. This is day 2. On yesterday, which was the first day, of course, really the only thing we asked everyone to do is write down a list of 5 things from 2015 they were grateful for. And that's simply understanding that before you go try to do anything new, you really have to learn to appreciate, what you already have or what's already been given. The second day now is how to set goals. And what I ask everyone to do is make a list of 10 things or 10 achievements that you want to accomplish in 2016. That's step 1. Make that list. After you make that list, what I ask you to do is go through and make sure that those goals are SMART goals. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar, with the idea of SMART goals, but SMART is an acronym that talks about your goals being specific, being measurable. Goals should be attainable. Goals should be relevant, and goals should be time bound. Again, SMART, SMART. These 10 goals you look at writing down, they should be specific. You don't want to say, I want to lose weight. Be more specific. Say, I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to lose 20 pounds. That's much more specific. If you're saying, I want to grow spiritually, that's good. But to be specific, you want to say, I want to grow spiritually by praying 30 minutes a day. Or I want to learn 5 new scriptures this year. Or I want to attend, church 30 out of 52 weeks, but do something more specific. When you say they're measurable, what the measuring does is it gives you some way. Measuring suggests that you already had some type of barometer. So when you say, I want to lose 20 pounds, you're measuring that based on, why you want to lose the weight or how much weight are you supposed to lose, or maybe you're comparing it to some other person. That's not the best way to do it, but the idea is really to make sure it's measurable in some way. How do I measure this? Again, 3 scriptures or 5 scriptures, because if you only get 2 or 1, it's measured. Attainable is, know that you got to have faith. You always want to launch out beyond what you can think or dream. But the question is, can you actually do it? Has anyone ever done it? If you're not in the best health, a goal to fly to the moon this year might not be attainable. Maybe in 2 years or 3 years, but maybe not this year. So you want to have faith, but at the same time be realistic. Relevant is making sure the goal that you're reaching for has some meaning to your purpose, something that's going to be fulfilling, something that will grow the passion that's already in you. And then, of course, when we say time bound, we're simply saying put a time on it. I'll lose 5 pounds by February, by March, or, I'll grow spiritually by reading scripture, but I'm going to learn these 5 scriptures by April. But give yourself a limit. And really, 6 to 8 weeks is probably a good time. Rather than setting year-long goals, what you may want to do is set short-term goals. That way you can celebrate every success. And it also gives you the flexibility to kind of rearrange or change those goals. So again, let me rewind. You should have made a list of 10 goals, 10 achievements that you want to accomplish this year. Now, after you get that list of 10, make sure they're SMART. Then what I'll ask you to do is take the top 3, the most important and the smartest of all 10, and choose 3. Now, after you get that 3, what we want to do is we want to shift from not just having SMART goals, but having clear goals. Now, the difference between SMART goals and clear goals, CLEAR, also an acronym, it stands for collaborative, limited, emotional, appreciable, and refinable. So now you take these top 3, only 3. Don't worry about that other 7. Just take the 3. And now ask, who can I collaborate with to make sure this happens? Who's already doing it? Who can mentor me? Or what peer do I have that will push me to get this done, accomplish it, make sure my ambition somehow has some fuel behind it. The second thing, again, is make sure you have a limit. Give it some scope or some duration. But again, we're only dealing with those 3. After those 3, find the emotion behind them. See, one of the challenges of goal setting is that we often start goals because they sound good at the beginning. But if there's no emotional attachment, if you're not frustrated about it happening and want to stop it, or if you're not passionate about it happening, whenever you get midway or hit some challenges or some obstacles, there's a very high chance that you'll quit, stop, or be distracted and move on to something else unless there's some emotion to it. And so, maybe you want to send shoes to Hades. I know a couple of people who've done that. But the emotion to that was they were saddened by what had happened, with the storms or the mistreatment. Maybe you want to start a security business. Have, I think, a good friend who's getting ready to do that. But there has to be some passion behind, you really want to care about people or care about businesses and their insurance claims. But there has to be some emotion, something that makes you happy, something that drives you, or something that saddens you or frustrates you. Either way, you want to have some emotional attachment to these 3. They want to be appreciable. Large goals should be broken down into smaller goals so that they can be accomplished more quickly and easily for long-term gain. So when we say appreciable, different from depreciate, is every time you do something towards this goal, there's still something else to be done. I was always taught that you never want to just build something, because once you build it, it's over. You want to know why you're building it, because after the building is done or the edifice is erected, you then still have purpose. For instance, you don't want to set a goal to build a house. Your goal should be to house a family. That way, after the building is built and erected and up, you still have something else left to do. It appreciates. Now we furnish it. After it's furnished, now we decorate it. After it's decorated, now we find a family to put in it. After we put the family in it, then we make sure that the family is comfortable. But there's always a next step, particularly for Christians that are listening to this. Because if you know God the way I do, then you'll know that God never gives a vision that you can accomplish either by yourself or at one time. God always gives you something that's greater than you, bigger than you, that has a next step. Right? Moses get the children of Israel out of Egypt, but I want you to get them to the promised land. Then after they get to the promised land, I want them to live in houses they didn't build, eat from vineyards they didn't plant, drink from wells they didn't dig. After they do that, I want them to accomplish some more. So we'll have David come along a lot later to reunite, the separated families, or the north from the south. The idea is that there should be some appreciation in your clear goal. And then lastly, you want it to be refinable. Refinable simply says, look, I started it with this idea in mind. But now I'm at a place where this may need to be altered, this may need to be changed. Now, again, what we're not saying is you're distracted and you're doing something else. What we're saying is you're really just readjusting, redefining, reevaluating this particular goal and then going after it. Now, you're doing that with the top three. Here's the last step. After you looked at those three and made sure that they were clear, then what I'm going to ask you to do is cut the 3 to 2. That's right. You only get 2 out of the 10. And the 2 out of the 10 really comes from a business rule. It's the Pareto Rule, actually, an Italian name, Villian Pareto. And it's what we usually call the 80-20 rule. And the whole idea behind the 80-20 rule, simply stated, you probably heard it, that 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. That's usually how we say it. But more than that, what the 80-20 rule, Pareto rule, really does is it says that you really accomplish more when you put 80% of your effort into 20% of your idea. So what we just did was we took 10 things that you really want to do. We narrowed them down to 2. Now, with those 2 things, we're going to put in 80% of your resources, 80% of your time, 80% of your effort. And what I really believe is that if you put 80% of your time, energy, effort, and all of this year into those 2 things, you'll be much more productive than trying to accomplish 10 things over the course of 12 months. I know you want to get all of it done, so let's just try it. If you try it and you accomplish 2 of the 10 early off in the year, then that means there's one thing checked off your list. You replace that one with another from, that latter 8. But the idea is to focus on 2 things, accomplish those 2 things, do them well, and what you find is that your goal setting, how you doing, Sister Portia? Good evening to you. What you find is that your goal setting has been successful. I think all of us have been at a place in January where we set some goals. If we look back at them, maybe later in November, we realize we didn't reach half of them. I know last year I set up, a 12-step resolution, and I reevaluated those 12. I did get 7 out of the 12 done, but I did it this way. I did it using the Pareto rule. I did it cutting down the list, not trying to do everything at one time. Now I have some rollover from last year that I'm going to add to this year's list, but I'm going to do what you're doing. I'm going to do what I'm asking you to do. I'm going to cut down my 10 to 2 and prayerfully believe that God will help me accomplish all of it. You need scripture for this. So Habakkuk says, write the vision and make it plain. The idea again, good evening, Black Coffee. The idea again is that when we set these goals, we write it down. We're very clear, very smart. And in doing so, I believe you'll be successful at jumpstarting the 2016 year. This is day 2. Day 1, write down 5 things. Day 2, take the 10, narrow it down to 2. I'll be back tomorrow with day 3 of how to grow forward. Because I believe that as we all mature, as we all become much more intentional about who we are and our purpose, then it'll help maximize your potential. Getting a degree is not too big. Getting a degree is good, but you want to break it down. How do you get the degree? First you enroll in school, then after you enroll in school, then you take a class. And so your goal should probably be completing each class. And so as we complete each class, then you work towards the larger vision of getting a degree. And that's what Smart and Clear does. Smart and Clear helps you specify, break down this big meal into small nugget size, manageable achievements. Thank you guys for logging in. I hope to talk with you, see you, grow forward into 2016.